Premier means leading university.
The enduring commitment to be of genuine service is what truly defines an institution. 10 years have passed, and the unrelenting stance of Cebu Technological University, like a fire unquenched, is vivified today as we commemorate its 11th founding anniversary as a university. From its humble beginnings to what it is now, we have witnessed an evolution that withstands the test of time, echoing the premier perspective alongside the unwavering faith to take on whatever impedes one's determination. In 2009, the beacon of hope shed light on the State College's path toward becoming a university. It has its clear direction right at the beginning to nurture the gift of helping people and the government which it serves. Since then, it has lived up to its mandate by carving hallmarks of excellence by previous leaders. What followed years hence are more stellar visions by one man. In 2015, Dr. Rosine Ancheta Jr. took office and began the metamorphosis which has drawn support from everyone concerned in taking strides to advance knowledge and skills. Its clear invitation for more students to develop themselves within its walls is manifested in simultaneous construction of facilities in Cebu province, where more than 20 CTU campuses sprawl. The expansion shows multiple points on the map that now describe the once tiny state college nestled at the heart of the Queen City. In a second term of office granted by the Commission on Higher Education in 2019, much more have been laid down to exemplify the many things one man and his constituents can do to reflect such a vision of human innovativeness in the face of adversity. Embarking on a distinctive management style, CTU is now the forerunner of creative thinking that spells out quite a number of research initiatives. The hosting of its first National Research Congress conveys more proof of resilience to better prepare for whatever comes next. Dialogic strategies to better understand the context of University 4.0 have led to its exploration of the many facets of the present era. While maintaining positive relations with think tanks, the president leads in staying productive. Major trips to various parts in Asia, North America, and Europe provide a glimpse at everything worth emulating. This translates into more ways of augmenting the living standards so that the locals most especially are persuaded to take part in programs that guarantee their future stability. Added to this milestone is the drive for food security, which accentuates the significance of human survival. These technological initiatives silver line the seemingly dull climate of hardships that a majority face since then. Increasing its capacity to be of great service to clients, degree programs are added and have since diversified the specializations, giving birth to more opportunities that very well change the fabric of culture. These have opened doors to students and faculty whose ulterior goal is to herald the values ingrained in them. There is not a word to describe how the process of innovative thinking has led CTU to where it is now. The simple truth is that CTU stays the course and will forever be indebted to its support system. From students who rack up titles in the international, national, and regional levels, to faculty who epitomize great leadership and progressive thinking, no one can question the alliance it has forged with a society upon which it constantly draws inspiration. On its 11th year, Cebu Technological University is and always will be leading the premier way. Every moment is a step to a brighter future. A good plan today is the key to a better tomorrow. The Cebu Technological University is a premier state university providing advanced professional and technical education to future industry leaders. With recognition for its quality education, CTU has conquered the future of the young generation. The university adapts to a multidisciplinary technological approach, integrating research, community engagement, and sustainable practices. In support to the Philippine government and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, CTU also focuses on the upholding of Hablon making, climate change initiatives, and more. With engineering as its flagship program, CTU seeks to produce scientifically and technologically oriented professionals, grounded on the values of effective management of resources and inclusive development. As a state university, the school believes in equal access to quality education for all. With 23 campuses across Cebu province, CTU provides progressive and immersive learning environments for its students. CTU provides an enabling environment by investing simultaneously in its infrastructure, facilities, and technologies. At CTU, we aim to help students achieve their full potential to become responsible stewards of the future. So come and claim your future with us at CTU.
Cebu, one of the fastest growing regions in the Philippines outside of Manila, fueled by a rising real estate, shipping, business process outsourcing, communications and technology industry, and a booming tourism sector. Now more than ever, the region's academic institutions are faced with adapting to the challenges of an ever-increasing pace of development while preparing a future labor force equipped for the fourth industrial revolution. The industries of the future are interconnected, borderless, unbound by the limits of human labor and manufacturing, smart, and ultimately disruptive. With this milieu, the pioneers of Cebu Technological University's Industries 4.0 program are forging a path guided by the university's mission and mandate to be the region's premier technological university. A journey paved with many little early successes. Here are their stories.
I could say that this facility, the Fab Lab and the FIC, which are shared service facilities of DTI with the leadership, of course, of our university president, is a success story a big part which is relevant in Industry 4.0. Our graduates are at edge. Our engineering students who are now at present having their on-the-job training in industries are readily hired by the industry because they already have these skills. They know how to run or operate these equipments that are relevant in the modern technology.
Our students in the graduate school looked into community extension projects as part of their assignment in community extension. They found out one activity like Hablon as a livelihood project that is worth emulating by other countries and other institutions, other universities who would like to make a difference in the communities that they are serving. So we don't just do instruction inside the university, we go to the communities, and this is, I think, one great achievement for the university, not just for the Ardao campus, but for the entire university.
So to be able to intervene with this kind of dilemma, we did product development. We did not only improve the process of Hablon, so we innovated, mechanized some of the parts of the loom to decrease the production time, therefore to provide our weavers with more time to actually weave. Because of the rise and the increase in demand of hand-woven fabric, we can also provide our weavers with a sustainable source of livelihood. So they earn much more than what they have earned in weaving. Our president, our administration is very supportive of this community extension project.
The university researchers are involved in the policy-making process, such as the policy on food safety. This is a guide for good manufacturing practices implementation. CTU leads in providing more knowledge and technology creations, policies, and programs through partner collaborations with industry and people empowerment.
We are very proud of this. This is state-of-the-art with good facilities and enough budget for us to do quality research. With the thrust and the programs of our president, we are actually gearing towards the realization of Industry 4.0 in Cebu Technological University. Every institution have their own data, have their own information, but with Industry 4.0, there would be connectivity in all of those data. So we could be able to share what we have here to other agencies in other countries.
CTU received various awards and recognitions from prestigious universities and organizations. The top utility model filed and the top registered utility model from 2009 to 2018.
We have already produced more than 10 utility models, and we have already applied for more than 20 utility models for the innovation products what we have done in the center. And we also were able to publish articles in accredited journals for ISI and CHED, which is very crucial in a university status.
I want our research here at the college to be published and cited in international journals. And for extension, I want our research findings actually to reach the farmers. The discovery of the EPN, we do actually have entomopathogenic nematodes here in Cebu, and that they have very good potentials, especially in controlling insect pest, the common pest attacking the vegetable. I'm also proud that many of the farmers actually here in Cebu and in the region, Region 7 for that matter, is also been exposed to this, and hopefully they are now currently using the technology.
This NICER, or the NIT Centers for R&D in the region, is funded by the Department of Science and Technology Grant and Aid Program. The objective of this project is to assess the flora and fauna.
Kini siya, part gini sa among mission na amo i-inform ang community of the urgency and the need and our responsibility as people na kinahanglan nato i-address gid ang climate change.
And you know, the direction of the university is to convert the university into research, innovation, and smart university.
Cebu Technological University is poised to lead the way as the premier technological university in the Philippine South.
Premier means leading university.
The enduring commitment to be of genuine service is what truly defines an institution. 10 years have passed, and the unrelenting stance of Cebu Technological University, like a fire unquenched, is vivified today as we commemorate its 11th founding anniversary as a university. From its humble beginnings to what it is now, we have witnessed an evolution that withstands the test of time, echoing the premier perspective alongside the unwavering faith to take on whatever impedes one's determination. In 2009, the beacon of hope shed light on the state college's path toward becoming a university. It has its clear direction right at the beginning to nurture the gift of helping people and the government which it serves. Since then, it has lived up to its mandate by carving hallmarks of excellence by previous leaders. What followed years hence are more stellar visions by one man. In 2015, Dr. Rosine Ancheta Jr. took office and began the metamorphosis which has drawn support from everyone concerned in taking strides to advance knowledge and skills. Its clear invitation for more students to develop themselves within its walls is manifested in simultaneous construction of facilities in Cebu Province, where more than 20 CTU campuses sprawl. The expansion shows multiple points on the map that now describe the once tiny state college nestled at the heart of the Queen City. In a second term of office granted by the Commission on Higher Education in 2019, much more have been laid down to exemplify the many things one man and his constituents can do to reflect such a vision of human innovativeness in the face of adversity. Embarking on a distinctive management style, CTU is now the forerunner of creative thinking that spells out quite a number of research initiatives. The hosting of its first National Research Congress conveys more proof of resilience to better prepare for whatever comes next. Dialogic strategies to better understand the context of University 4.0 have led to its exploration of the many facets of the present era. While maintaining positive relations with think tanks, the President leads in staying productive. Major trips to various parts in Asia, North America, and Europe provide a glimpse at everything worth emulating. This translates into more ways of augmenting the living standards so that the locals most especially are persuaded to take part in programs that guarantee their future stability. Added to this milestone is the drive for food security, which accentuates the significance of human survival. These technological initiatives silver line the seemingly dull climate of hardships that a majority face since then. Increasing its capacity to be of great service to clients, degree programs are added and have since diversified the specializations, giving birth to more opportunities that very well change the fabric of culture. These have opened doors to students and faculty whose ulterior goal is to herald the values ingrained in them. There is not a word to describe how the process of innovative thinking has led CTU to where it is now. The simple truth is that CTU stays the course and will forever be indebted to its support system. From students who rack up titles in the international, national, and regional levels, to faculty who epitomize great leadership and progressive thinking, no one can question the alliance it has forged with a society upon which it constantly draws inspiration. On its 11th year, Cebu Technological University is and always will be leading the premier way.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cebu Normal University. Thank you for joining CTU in celebrating this Virtual Friends Caravan 2022. Before going to start the event, I would like to remind everyone to please fill out the registration form. The link is already posted in the chat box. Thank you. Okay, let us start our event with a prayer. Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of the Lord as we are gathered here today to celebrate this Virtual Friends Caravan 2022. Although we're not physically together, we are one in spirit and wanting to achieve the goal set for this online activity. Our success would only be possible with your blessings. We beseech you to shower your peace, love, and happiness to all present in this virtual activity. We pray that you grant your blessings to the staff who planned this event and to all the participants as well. Allow us to be instruments of your love so that we can spread your word according to your will. Amen. And now let us honor our country by singing the Philippine national anthem, followed by the singing of the ASEAN hymn.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiliw sa silanganan, alam ng puso sa ibig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, di ka nang magiging, sa manlulupi, di ka masisipin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong mukha, ay nilagang tula at awit sa palay minamahal. Ang isap ng wakaw at may tagumpay na nagmininig, ang bituin ng araw niya kailan pa may magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng buwan, aking pagsita mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya na pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
right, good morning once again. Good morning, Cebu Normal University. Thank you for joining CTU this morning activity. At this juncture, I would like to call Dr. Rodora Megan, the University Director for Internationalization, ASEAN Integration of CTU, to introduce our first speaker and also will be welcoming us for today's event. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Glezel. Good morning, everyone. Maayong buntag, Cebu Normal University. Maayong buntag. Please respond to me and say Maayong buntag as well.
Maayong buntag.
Great to hear all of you. We're so happy that there are 100 of you this morning and that some of you are still waiting to actually take part in this activity. So like Glezel said, this has been very wonderful to be with you. And we are having some wonderful news for you via Erasmus program, and we couldn't wait to tell you everything. So today's first speaker is very active in terms of making people interculturally aware. And we are saying that being interculturally aware is very important, not just in the post-pandemic era. It has always been very important because our personality is gauged in terms of how well we understand other people's cultures. Okay, and he is very willing to talk about it today. He had been to different parts of the world to advocate for this. And very recently he arrived from Thailand as he joined the Erasmus partner institutions there. And coming home, he wants to tell you more about this. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ronald Galindo.
Hello, good morning, Cebu Normal University participants. Well, of course, this is an overwhelming presence of the Cebu Normal University participants. You were the first to reach 100 participants, but I know there are about 13 people waiting outside, no, in our room. But I would like to tell you that I really apologize. Why? I subscribed for about 300 participants, but well, I in this part I don't have the control. But what has been placed in here, there are only about 100 maximum. But there is a room for us this afternoon, intending for those who cannot really attend for this morning session. So we have 1 o'clock, and just try to see the chat box and link and referring to the meeting ID and a passcode are posted in the chat box, and then kindly relay this to your friends or classmates who cannot really make it due to the space. So although this is a virtual room, but we look forward for the participants. So we are now allocating the whole day for the Cebu Normal participants. Okay, so mayong buntag sa tanan. Well, I hope you have taken your breakfast. Hello?
Done, sir.
Okay, done. So, but we cannot really serve snacks in here, but we may have the snacks online or virtual. Okay, so welcome to the virtual Friends Caravan of 2022. You may ask, why Cebu Normal University? Now, the reason, Cebu Normal University is one of our neighbors of Cebu Technological University. Now, not that I am the president of the Cebu Normal PTA in the College of Nursing, but my kids are with the Cebu Normal University. I was there in Cebu Normal University, but this is all about friendship. We have the relationship between CTU and Cebu Normal University. Now, Cebu Normal and CTU are part of the PASUC, that is Philippine Association of State University and Colleges. We are the state universities present in Cebu. Aside from Cebu Normal, you also have the University of the Philippines, but UP is different. That's a UP system. You also have the MSU system, and we have the SUCs. Now, we belong to the SUCs. We are really glad with your presence, with the faculty around, the students, officers, and even far as other campuses, example from Balamban or Medellin. But still, we are opening our rooms for this afternoon for the Cebu Normal University. So at this point in time, I would like to present to you why France. Why we have this virtual Friends Caravan 2022. So next slide, please. Referring to the virtual Friends Caravan 2022, yours truly, I am now the current Dean of the College of Engineering of Cebu Technological University. Before, I was the officer in charge of the internationalization and ASEAN integration of Cebu Technological University. And now I am currently the International Quality Assurance University Director. So, but still I am handling this project. Now, for this virtual Friends Caravan, this project, Friends, we call it Friends Project. This is really a co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. And this project, we call it Friends. CTU is one of the 16 international universities of this consortium. So for this project, we have about 16 international universities. 4 universities are coming from Europe, and then the rest are coming from ASEAN. So in our country, we have 3. We have University of Cebu, St. Louis University in Baguio, and we have the Cebu Technological University here in Cebu City. So next slide, please. Now, referring to the topic that we are going to present to you this morning is all about France. Now, how to become a global competent graduate. And of course, you're gonna just set aside as to the option, or it may be option, but we will have to situate that you will become part of this global citizen. But what we know here is, are we really producing graduates who are employable? Are they mature enough, professional enough, or do we have the process of molding them to become competent graduates? But well, of course, for those who are graduating this semester, we have experienced the effect of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, France, if you ask me about the meaning of France, this is furthering international relations capacities and intercultural engagement to nurture cultural diversity and to support internationalization at home. Now, for the rest of the ASEAN countries, we have Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Thailand. So in this brochure, this is part of the brochure. I have here this one, okay? And then at the back, this is our official brochure, not only for a particular university, that this is for the whole consortium universities. Next slide, please. Now, what are the main outputs of this French project? So the main outputs are the following: institutional internationalization at home. You have this action plan. We have the intercultural passport, wherein for the students under the consortium, we have to be part of the International Passport virtual module, where you will be exposed to the massive open online course. And then later on, you will know on how to make digital story, how to come up with the digital stories telling. And then there will be contests. And you have the establishment of the French Tea House. And for those who enrolled in our university, who enrolled in Cebu Normal University, if they are foreigners, then they maybe have this homesickness, but instead we have the program of the home away from home program. So the main objectives of the French project is all about to outline the partner countries of the higher education institution, internationalization landscapes, and to identify levels of integration of international and intercultural dimensions into the formal and informal curriculum. Now, aside from that, we have to improve the capabilities of our university, Cebu Normal University, CTU, and the rest, for internationalization through staff trainings and by translating general awareness to the internationalization at home concept and streamline action plans. Now, the last one here is all about to build students' intercultural knowledge and sensitivity to cultural diversity through the introduction of intercultural passport, the one I told you earlier, virtual mode into the partner countries. Now, what we are doing is we are not sharing within the consortium universities. We are now sharing this outside of the consortium. So of course, we are going to share this to our friends. So we are choosing Cebu Normal University to be one of the recipients of the virtual Caravan 2022. Next slide, please. It is evident that because of the coronavirus, schools are closed. If you can remember, that was, I think, March 16, 2020. And that's about more than 2 years ago. The president of our country, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, declared that we are in the state of emergency, state of calamity, because of this coronavirus. And the Commission on Higher Education come up with the circular memorandum as to the use of the flexible learning system. So for Cebu Normal and CTU and the rest, we are using the online mode. And there are about 1.5 billion students, and even higher than that, were affected because of the closures of universities due to COVID-19 pandemic. So how to fill the gap? We lost about 2 years, but well, of course, because of the flexible learning and online mode, and we try to mitigate. We cannot really stop the disruption of learning, but we try to mitigate that we can really, on our part as a faculty, part of CNU and part of CTU, we want to fill the gap. This is how we are going to fill the gap. So what we are doing now is on internationalization at home. At the same time, you have the learnings. Question, if you want to go abroad tomorrow, do you have the passport? Although you have the money, but the question, if you're a graduate and you will be sent abroad for trainings or maybe employment, question is, do you have the passport? Because passport is your identity, the ID. This is the legal document that you can show that you have this, and you are authorized, and you can travel legally through this document. Now, so if you don't have the passport yet, then I think this will be the time for you to think that sooner or later you will be traveling abroad, and you should have and secure this particular document. Then you can do that online. Well, next slide, please. Are you still with me? CNU? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So I wish to visit CNU again. So this is all about the building up your global competency towards becoming a global citizen. So we will have the CTU perspective for the consortium universities under Friends project. We have the different countries, Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland, Turkey, Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Thailand. So our project coordinator is the Varna University of Management from Bulgaria. Now, sooner or later, we'll be sending 4 students who qualified for the Bulgaria trip. This is all about the student boot camp, and this will be funded by Erasmus Plus Friends project. This will be on June 2022. So this coming June. So we are processing their visa. There are about 4 students coming from CTU, and the rest will be coming from these countries. So where they finished their book, their massive open online course, and then we have the submission of the digital storytelling And out of it, we have the contest, and then those who got the first four places, first, second, third, and fourth, we consider them to be the qualified to represent CTU. But still, the question, do they have the passport? If they don't have the passport, then we're going to choose those who qualified down below San 1 to 4. So that is really the reason why others were not able to qualify, because they failed on that aspect. They don't have the passport. As I said, France is furthering international relations capacities and intercultural engagement to nurture campus diversity and to support internationalization at home. I know there are nursing students who are with us now, and we know that sitting in front of the computer for quite a long time or period while attending classes, you need to move, no? You need to be active. Why? We need to have the blood circulation, and of course, we really don't want to increase the level of obesity, or you have the cardiovascular disease, or our blood pressure will go at that level, no? Parang pag high blood na, no? But well, anyway, we are doing this to share with you what we have, and to let you know what are the things happening in internationalization. So next slide, please. What's the main goal and the rationale of France? Now, according to Berlin and Jones, internationalization at home means, or the IEH, the purposeful integration of international and intercultural dimensions into the formal and informal curriculum for all students within domestic learning environments. The main goal for this is to strengthen the involved Asian and universities' internationalization capabilities and develop their students' global competence through the purposeful integration of intercultural dimensions into universities' formal and informal curriculum. Now, because of the pandemic, we have been attending several classes online, and also webinars online, e-workshop and trainings online, not only within the locals, but even we have attended some international setting, virtual or online conferences. So those are some of the engagements. So as to the French project where we belong, there are deliverables. We call them work packages. Now, one of the work packages is all about institutional IEH infographic reports. Now, we have the action plans. We have the intercultural passport virtual mode that is comprising the awareness of cultural diversity. It is a IACD, and the MOOC means Massive Open Online Course. And then where the student can enroll for free, and then just go through the website of France, and then following all the details and information, then you will go through different modules, and then follow and submit it and learn a lot. And then after which you are going through the MOOCs and all the virtual modules, then you are qualified to go through digital storytelling segment. Then once you submit the digital storytelling, then that video, then you will be given intercultural passport. Okay, so that is the sense of the concept of IPC. No? So we have to establish Friends Tea House. We are familiar with the Boss Coffee. We may have other we say Starbucks, or maybe you have the Senior Coffee, or you have the Citiumin Coffee, but we are establishing the Friends Tea House. This is the place, no, where we can really feel that we can engage, although they are away from home, we can still engage with other universities, other students from international universities, and even the local universities. So now the Friends Caravan is part of the promotional and exploitation initiatives of France. So aside from the International at Home National Conference, we held that last year, and then last October 2021, still online or virtual mode. Now we are supposed to be, the Friends Caravan will be done physical on site. So the CTU team will be coming to Cebu Normal and then see you face to face, and then we will try to present to you all about friends and everything. But due to the limitations of the IAT protocols and even for health and safety protocols, then we have this virtual Friends Caravan. Okay, so we will not only be engaging through universities, but we also have the local community development engagement. We need to visit the community and try to come up with our plans on how we can really engage and link with the minorities and or other disadvantaged, marginalized communities in our city, and then how Friends will be sharing some skills or some initiatives for us to see to it that we can make a difference. So next slide, please. The vision of Cebu Normal Cebu Technological University, I'm sorry, is all about leader in internationalization in the Philippines by 2050 and network with ASEAN universities by 2035. And that's our dream. But for the mission, we make CTU globally linked for multidisciplinary technological growth. And the goal here is all about the provision or we have to provide internationalization engagements to the university, both local, regional, and international and global development. So what you can see here is just a clip of our Friends tea house. So we have this, and then we have our meeting online with the rest of the students, as well as meeting online virtual mode for the conferences. As we are invited as one of the guest speaker of the University of Technology Malaysia in one of the Erasmus Days mga activities. So next slide, please. What is inclusive internationalization? So in our university, we do have international and intercultural festival. So to give opportunities for international students to adapt and gain intercultural skills while they are with us to widen or broaden their cultural thinking of domestic students. Foreign students, they have to learn also our culture. But of course, with engagements, during our fellowship, during our meeting with the foreign students, we also need to learn their culture. So we have to share our culture, and we will also learn what are the cultures. And then building intercultural skills for domestic and international students. Next slide, please. There are two contradictions of inclusive internationalization. Number one, we try to increase internationalization and global engagement. So we have signed memorandum agreements, and then we collaborate, we engage, we have the linkage through this agreement, not only within us, but even outside. So this is all about opening our doors for international universities. And then, but still there are many countries who are isolationists, or they want to stay alone. And others are nationalist trends. And this is all about disconnecting between local and global. Well, of course, we don't know what are the reasons, but the next contradiction is not all students are well off. We cannot just really, not all of us can afford to go abroad and study abroad, take the program, either international programs, and then unless otherwise you have the scholarship. But still, that is all about the percentage. There are only lesser than about 1 to 2% who avail for this because of the financial aspect. But so with the globally increasing credit and degree mobility that other universities are offering, only few can afford and avail, of course, leaving the majority of the world's population. No? So not all of us can really avail. So what we are doing now is try to show you how can we really avail in the future, or how can we extend our partner countries and even universities, our neighboring universities, to have this internationalization at home. Next slide, please. The programs that we have implemented here in our university, of course, there are also programs implemented in Cebu Normal University. One of these programs, we have the Student Internship Abroad program, immersion of students taking up OGT. Instead of having their OGT in the Philippines, they did their OGT in Israel, in Thailand, in Netherlands, in Indonesia, in the United States of America, in European countries. But of course, we have to follow the CHEDIAS. This is all about the students attending or doing their internship abroad. So we have that program. And then aside from that, we have the City of Faculty lecturers abroad. Now that we are on the pandemic, international lecturers or faculty or professors can share through online. And we have international faculty tapped, and we have the students international course trainings. MOOC, massive open online course of France that will be extended to our universities and even outside our consortium like Cebu Normal University and the rest of the universities. Then this is all about the international course. And we have the CTU and staff mobility. We also have the trainings, and we have the short-term courses for foreign students, like example for English, and even other skills training. And aside from foreign students enrolled in our university, we still have the international research project collaboration. As of this moment, we have the research project collaboration with the Gonma University with the presence of Dr. Yusako Foji. We have instead of wearing this mask, so we have the innovation of coming up with the distance-free mask. We have the air pump here, which regulates the airflow rate. And then we have the controller, and we have the battery. So instead of you have the face shield and you have the face mask, this can be removed and then replaced by distance-free mask. So with that alone, the CO2 concentration level in our face, in front of us, will be monitored, and then it will give us the details that the concentration level is above 1,000 ppm, and there will be some warnings, and this will be monitored also by the use of the cell phone. So you can really monitor the conditions while wearing this mask. And of course, there is an option that you can be tracked if in case you are in a particular part of our area in the hospital, then you are doing this, then you can really see that with the database, we can really see that you are not in a good condition. So this is just an innovation. So this can be used for smartphones. This can detect the CO2 concentration level. Okay, so that is one of the research project collaboration. Aside from the networking of international university, like for example, this French project, then we do open the doors for Cebu Normal to come in, and then we refer to other EU international networks, so that we can not only that CTU will be part of it, but we really want the Cebu Normal will also be part of our consortiums in the future. So CTU got the QS rank. We have the 3 stars, but well, recently it has been posted yesterday that we have been ranked for the Times Higher Education, and we go further for the world ranking. But this is part of internationalization. Next slide, please. Are you still with me? CTU, CNU?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are glad and happy for the government that we have the universal access to quality tertiary education. If you will ask how much you're paying for being enrolled in Cebu Normal University, how much you spend for the tuition fee? Do you know how much you pay? Huh? Hello?
Sa pagkakaroon, sir, kay Frira.
Okay, so praise the Lord niya. Free yun pagkakaroon, no? Even for CTU. Now, if you ask how much for engineering, for engineering alone, before the tertiary act, the students were paying about 7,000 pesos per semester, 6,000 to 7,000 pesos per semester. But if you ask how much the students are paying in private schools within Cebu, I think for engineering alone, they are paying about 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 per semester. Okay, but in Manila, for the leading universities, for those taking up engineering programs, they are paying as high as 100 to 120,000 per semester pesos. If you ask me, in the US, they are paying $144,000 for that program. But here, so we are really blessed that we are not paying for the tuition fees. Even for the scholars, they even receive allowances. And with this, we are glad that I hope this our government will really extend this and so on for the universal access to quality tertiary education. In developing countries, although we have the degree mobility, there is only about 1 to 2% of students who avail this. So, so we are blessed for CTU and Cebu Normal University and the rest of state universities and colleges throughout the country. Free tuition fee. Well, we can have some. Maybe you have some payments like other non-declared up to 1 to 11 items that you are free with the government budget, but still those are minimal. So we can come up with this conclusion that and even we go further. Thank you for this universal access to quality tertiary education. Okay, so we know Cebu Normal is doing great with centers of excellence in education as well as center of excellence in nursing. So you lead and others follow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Next slide, please. We got our first award for the Philippine Higher Education on Internationalization Award given by the Commission on Higher Education because of our engagements and achievements in internationalization endeavors. So this is part of the CTO 4.0 strategic plan in internationalization. So we are also incorporating the internationalization at home. Supposed to be the poster making contest will be done on site, right? And then you have to draw, you may have the painting contest, but it was done through online, virtual mode. So through digital skills, you did it and making your posters, and even the contests were held online, and of course even for the judgment, or you have the contest presentations, either posters, papers were judged online. So we have that contest not only on posters but even for paper presentations, conferences, and others. So next slide, please. We don't end up on the presentation, but we also recognize their endeavors. Beforehand, we have the face-to-face with other nationals coming from Taiwan, from Japan, and even from China, and even from Korea. And they visited our university not only for field visits, but even learning skills, no? On learning on how to speak, how to write, and even how to, well, of course, communicate with each other. So through English language. Now we have the alternative perspectives to study program, learnings from international students, of course, learning from us or learning from them. Experiences were shared within the classroom, but now we are sharing experiences through online. So for those students who have finished their internship abroad, then they have this mobility program returnees who will be sharing. We have the program done physically, but now we have the virtual online program where they are going to share the experiences. Now, because of this French project, instead of sharing this through their PowerPoint slides, they are going to convert this into a digital story. So we base it for a contest. With their experiences abroad, we are going to make the digital story and then come up with a video according to the format of Friends guidelines. And then we really try to see to it that all have accomplished the MOOC. And then with all the requirements, then that is where we judge and then selected out of those qualifiers. Then we have the top 4, and then that's why we are going to send in to the student boot camp in Bulgaria comes June 2022. Okay, next slide, please. Before the pandemic, we already tested and experienced the online before the pandemic. We have the go-to meeting. We're not using Zoom at the time. Okay, wala pang Zoom. We're not using that yet, that platform, but we are using the go-to meeting. Well, not with the messenger chat, but we have the go-to meeting. So there were e-webinars conducted. The participants are on site. We're gathered in a particular place, but our lecturers, experts are coming from the European universities. So there were a series of e-webinars, and through the equipment and infrastructure supporting this, we need the ICT and even the gadgets for us to see to it that we have the connection with the experts coming from the European universities. And we did it through virtual mode. Parang hybrid na siya, no? Okay, we have the physical and we have also the online. Not like kaming pure gid siya nga online. So we have our Friends Project meetings placed physical or virtual. We make use of the Zoom platform. But last week, we were in Thailand for the partner meetings in Payap University. So we just arrived last Sunday. And then we experienced really on the how difficult for us to travel with all the necessary necessary requirements, seeing to it that aside from the passport, we are really fully vaccinated. I got the booster, and then try to apply for the Thailand pass. You cannot enter the Thailand without the health pass. We call it health pass, huh? Thailand pass. So what we're going to upload online are the vaccination certificate. You have the vaccination certificate Philippines. And then once we have the tickets, and then we have the invitation and authority to travel abroad, then we can be allowed to board the flight for Thailand. Upon reaching Bangkok, we were fetched by the van and we go directly to the hospital and get the swab. You have the RT-PCR. Then after the RT-PCR has been conducted, we were brought to the hotel. So we stayed for the hotel for about 8 to 10 hours waiting for the results. So once we got the negative result, then we are now authorized to fly from Bangkok to Chiang Mai because our partner meetings is in Chiang Mai. In Chiang Mai, still part of Thailand, but Chiang Mai is about 1 hour by plane, 8 to 10 hours by bus. So we took the plane early in the morning after receiving the negative result of the RT-PCR. So that is really our experience on how this would be difficult if we are in this pandemic. Now, so going back after the meetings in Chiang Mai, after 5 days, we have to test ourselves for the rapid antigen test. No, seeing to it that we are once you get into Thailand, you will be tracked because of the QR code. No, you have declared it. And then with that, we have to submit that results online and got that medical certificate. But of course, it should be supervised by a nurse or in a clinic. So we need to go to the clinic, we paid for it. And then once we plan to travel the following right after the partner meetings, our trip in going back is from Chiang Mai to Singapore, then Cebu. Okay, so when we travel from Chiang Mai, we need to have the one health pass. that One Health Pass is being required by the Philippine government. So we have to upload our results for the antigen and even for the swab and even for all the necessary documents. So you're allowed to board the plane from Chiang Mai to Singapore, and you're not allowed to go out in Singapore, because if you go outside Singapore in that airport, once you go back to the airport, you will be swabbed. So we have to stay in the airport. And then with the One Health Pass, you are going to show this to the immigration officer here in Cebu. So once we touch down in Cebu, we have to show that we are negative, and then with antigen test, and then we have the One Health Pass. Then that's the time you can get the luggage, and then you are free to roam around Cebu. Of course, we do isolate ourselves after arriving, seeing to it that we will not be able to infect if in case we are positive. But we look forward. Well, it's great, and the experience. So that is how we travel. Number one, do you have the passport on? So needed in here, you have to have the national NSO, the birth certificate, and then fill that up online. And then one time, well, for the nursing students and even for the teachers, one day you will be going abroad, and you need all those documents. Okay, so next slide, please. Now, with this Friends project, we need to connect at home. We need to connect with the community. So we have the project on a Light Up Cebu, where our students and faculty installed solar panel in houses in different communities. So that is one of the project we connect with this. And this is part of our community development plan, not on this Lighting Up Cebu, but we may have engagements under this project with the community in the future. So we have that plan. That is another work package. In our case, for the core functions of university, we have research, instruction, production, and extension. So I came up with, well, I have to show with this one. This is patented on the utility model. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I tried to go deeper with online teaching and learning. This is all about the project, online teaching and learning anytime, anywhere. So I have my bike. I call it as the firm bike. This is the flexible, innovative, replicable mobile bike. So that's firm. And bike means built to impart knowledge and expertise. So in this bike, you can share, you can conduct classes anytime, anywhere. So if I want to share this to other countries or even universities, you can do it, because you have the connectivity kits, you have the signal, you have the online, and you have all the gadgets, and the power is coming from the solar panel. So, well, I'm glad that I was able to present this in the International Mechanical Engineering Conference last November 2021, virtual mode. That is supposed to be in the United States of America, and this is under the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So this bike can be used for, well, we can make use of the vital signs setup. I can get the BP, we can get the sugar, we can get, well, of course, the BMI aspect for coming up with the BMI index. I think that the nursing students are familiar with this. You can have this set up in the community. Okay, so this is it. So for this project, this is with the stakeholders of University of States of America, BioLab, we have the Friends project, and of course the Cebu Technological University. Firm bike, the online teaching and learning anytime, anywhere. So next slide, please. We need to focus at home, but engaging with the other universities. We have the Poland, we have International Universities of Logistics and Transport. We have the Varna University of Management for the Friends project in Bulgaria. We have the Shibaura Institute of Technology in Tokyo, Japan. We have University of Technology, Malaysia. And we also talk with our graduates in Master of Engineering Technology, who is coming from, I think, Ethiopia, yeah. And then we have our online virtual set up as we celebrate Erasmus Plus, Erasmus Nest days with the ATU net. So with the research project collaboration, then we have this, and we have the ongoing research project collaboration with Gonma University, with Nanyang, with the university in Indonesia and Malaysia, and of course CTU right now. Next slide, please. So we have the home away from home virtual tea party. So supposed to be we have a break, we have the coffee break, and we have the snacks. That is the usual setting. But well, you may drink water in here online. So how can I drink water? So this is all about the tea break, the coffee break, or the water break, and this is part of the virtual mode, no? Home away from home virtual tea party. So we did our Christmas party online, and I know the College of Nursing did the successful online Christmas party last time, 2021. Okay, so and even for the national conference. So we have to go to the last slide. I think we have now on the last slide. Yes, next slide, please. Okay, so in times of COVID-19 and pandemic and beyond, so we are still on COVID-19 pandemic. I hope the graduation will be physical by this time. I hope you are now fully vaccinated. And then health issues referring to prior to the internship or mission or going on duty in the hospitals. We pray that you are in good health and not be infected with COVID. So in times of this time, pandemic, we need to have friends. We need to connect. We need to care. We need to share and serve our friends. So each one, serve one, reach one. Thank you very much for your time. And for those who are not able to attend this morning session because of some issues on the capacity, please attend this afternoon session. We are going to make this available for the Cebu Normal University participants who were not able to make it. Okay, so God bless. And later on, I'll give the floor to Ma'am Giselle, or one of our staff of internationalization at home.
All right, thank you, Dr. Galindo, for your informative presentation about the Erasmus Plus Friends project and how internationalization works in CTU. At this moment, we'll be presenting the two digital storytelling videos of our students who will be representing CTU in the upcoming Erasmus Plus Friends Bootcamp in Bulgaria this June.
Every one of us has his or her own story to tell, based on our experiences and our perspectives throughout our lives. Hi, my name is Daisy, and I've spent 3 years studying agriculture, during the course of which I was lucky enough to spend 6 months on an internship in the Netherlands. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my intercultural journey and share what I discovered, how it made me feel, and how it has affected my views in the field of agriculture. Okay, sit back, relax, and let me take you back there. Welcome to the Netherlands, or as I first viewed it, Wonderland. The Netherlands is a tiny flat country made up of historic brick-built and cobblestone-laned cities, an interconnected system of canals, beautiful and vast farmlands, iconic windmills, and even some pleasant beaches. Add to this the impressive cultural heritage of the country, and the Netherlands is truly a uniquely beautiful place that amazed me from the first moment I arrived. Let's talk first about culture. Upon meeting each other, the Dutch will usually either shake hands in formal situations, or if they are close with a person, they might even kiss them 3 times from cheek to cheek. I also noticed that they are very straight to the point and maintain strong eye contact during conversation. As with most Western countries, the Netherlands has an individualist culture which can be strange compared to the collectivist cultures we're used to in Asia. What we might call being rude in Asia is just being open and honest. They tell it like it is, honestly and directly. So remember, they aren't being rude. What fascinated me the most was that, despite the country's small size, it is one of the world's largest agricultural providers. As an agriculture enthusiast, I became curious, even a little jealous, as to how they accomplished this and how we might replicate it in the Philippines. Is it the technological advantage or the enormous pride they take in their agricultural sector? Everybody knows that Filipinos are hardworking, but what would it take for us to imagine the next level of agriculture in the Philippines? That is surely food for thought. My internship in the Netherlands was a wonderful opportunity that helped me widen my views of agriculture. There's always more beyond the horizon to be explored and cultures to experience. And my heart will always be grateful to ESA Cebu Foundation for this wonderful opportunity. Remember, wherever you go in the world, always be ready to say hello and smile.
According to an African proverb, the stranger sees only what he knows. We carry problems in trying to understand different cultures, and by this, we miss out on a large number of learning opportunities. I am Robert Jan Hopia, a Filipino, and this is my digital story. The culture, breathtaking scenes, sumptuous foods, the beautiful weather, and the faces. Who would have thought that I would be able to reach a place miles and hours away from home? Since I haven't been here before, my expectations are based only on Korean dramas. Yes, I'm talking about the land of the morning come, South Korea. While I was there, I had some questions that were answered, especially the misconceptions about the country. First, I thought South Koreans are close-minded and that they're not friendly to foreigners. But the truth is, they're just afraid. Due to being unfamiliar with the place, we asked few things to the locals, but they hesitated to answer. Some responded but only spoke the words, "No English." And that moment I realized that we think of them as unfriendly because of communication problems. The first thing that blocks interaction is the language barrier. The second is about family tradition. The very reason why we traveled to this country is because of my brother's wedding. Actually, it is very rare for a Filipino man to marry a South Korean. We all thought that it is hard for us to be accepted by the bride's family, but they welcomed us wholeheartedly, and just like Filipinos are known for, they're hospitable. The last misconception I discovered is about their religion. I realized that this country has a diverse culture, faith, beliefs, and thus not only focuses on one single religion. I even attended a Christian mass, something I didn't expect to experience. Every country differs in culture, tradition, language, beliefs, and norms. The areas in which we differ are endless. However, if we focus on understanding, connection, and education, I am confident that we can break barriers. With my experience, I believe that developing our understanding of other cultures is the way we can widen our horizons, allow differences, and appreciate diversity. It all starts within ourselves. Again, this is Robert Jan Hopia, and this is my digital story.
All right, those are the digital storytelling videos of Daisy and Robert from CTU. By this moment, I'd like to call Dr. Galindo, the Dean of the College of Engineering from CTU Main Campus, and also the University Director for International Quality Assurance and the Erasmus Plus Friends Project team leader, to introduce our second speaker, who will be talking on the global competence awareness, career opportunity, and self-development.
Again, good morning, Cebu Normal University participants, students, faculty, staff. So, mayong buntag kaniyong tanan. And thank you for those who really make it for this time. And for those who were not really part of this morning session, we allotted and then open a Zoom for this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And they can still join us for the CNU participants. And at this point in time, I would like to introduce you to the floor our University Director for Internationalization and ASEAN Integration. And she is with us right now, although she's not in CTU right now because she is also attending another event in Harold's. And but still she is in CTU. She is working day and night for the students who will be going to Bulgaria. We need to come up with all the visa requirements, their passport, and all the insurance. So seeing to it that these 4 students will be able to land safely in Bulgaria on June 2022. So she's really active, energetic, dynamic. And as you look at her, you can really see our university director, real time. That's open face to face, but it's online. And please help me welcome Dr. Rodora Magan.
Thank you, Dr. Galindo. Once again, good morning, Cebu Normal University. Maayong buntag kanatong tanan. And I'm so happy to be with you because I am a Normalite as well. And I'm very happy to see my fellow Normalites. Maayong buntag kanatong tanan. Kumusta man kamo din haron sa inyong mga balay? Please respond.
Lumilaban yapon, Miss.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Do you have a fine weather there? Not raining?
Not raining, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful weather it is. And despite the typhoon a couple of weeks ago, we are still here and we are surviving. Are you very interested to know more about my topic this morning? It's about global competence. Say yes, please confirm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so here's one thing I want you to do. As I talk about global competence, I'd like you to interact with me, because I believe that communication really is two-way, okay? So if you want to share something, please interject and feel free to share whatever you have in mind. And if you want to do that, you can just say, excuse me, ma'am, may I say something? And I'm very happy to welcome your ideas. All right, is it a deal?
Deal, ma'am.
Oh, that's wonderful, thank you. Okay, so on the screen now, you're seeing global competence awareness, career opportunity, and self-development. You might be asking why I'm highlighting here 2 words, career and self. Well, you have this very wonderful notion about yourself, I know. But what about your career? Have you ever thought of the kind of career you'll be having in the future? Of course, with your current degree program, you are thinking of a wonderful job to land someday. You know, self and career have to be having this direct relationship. The kind of self you project, okay, will influence the kind of career you'll have in the future. And the kind of career you envision for yourself as well could determine the kind of self you are going to project from here on. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be on board as we talk about the development of career and the self via global competence. The main question here is, are you globally competent? Okay. The word you again is highlighted because we think that when you plan for yourself, you are responsible for it. Nobody else can help you but yourself. Of course, we have God to oversee everything, and whatever happens to our lives is actually mandated by Him and guided by God. But of course, God wants us to be very responsible in what we do. Okay. Now, why do you have to be globally competent? What is the significant thing that we are getting from it? As a human being, we should know that we are not the only person in this world. Okay. And Erasmus is one of the big organizations making people understand this relevance of intercultural awareness. You, me, okay, both of us are part of this wonderful paradigm to better understand the kind of world we're living in. Today, you might be asking, why is there a war between Ukraine and Russia? What is it for Putin, by the way? Have you ever wondered what could be in the mind of Putin? Why is he destroying world peace? Is there some sort of agenda? Okay. Is there some sort of a world order here that this man is trying to impose next year's hands or in the next few months? We don't know. But of course, as students, as academics like me, we have to be aware. We need to know where the world is moving from here on. Okay. This is very important. Who among you here, okay, is responsible enough for his own learning? You may answer that question in your own spare time. Okay. Are you responsible with your own learning, or are you depending on other people? Okay. Do you try to make it a point that your existence is influenced by what you know around you? And not just what you hear, but what you know exactly, because knowing something and discovering it for yourself are two different things. I don't know if you're familiar with Plato's allegory of the cave. I know if somebody here is familiar with Plato's allegory of the cave. Have you ever come across that wonderful story by Plato? Say yes if you have come across.
Wala pa, ma'am.
Alera, wonderful. Yes, thank you, Sky. Thank you, Anitra. It's a wonderful tale of Plato. It's displaying Plato's genius. Okay, it's about the man who saw the light. Okay, and he couldn't convince other people inside the cave because, you know, the goal here is to see it for yourself. That's what they think. And they're never aware of what is happening outside the cave because they have this volition not to go out. They have been blinded by all those projections in the wall. And so this man, very isolated, could never help it but let them be. So in your case, no one can really push you to be globally competent except yourself. You have to push yourself, okay, and know your limitations along the way. Next slide, please. Okay, Veronica and Anthony spoke of a very important definition of global competence. I'd like you to learn something from this. Global competence is the capacity and disposition to understand and act on issues of global significance. Are these global issues significant? Of course, we say that whatever happens in America, okay, for example, the Black Lives Matter. We have Me Too movement. We have the war in Ukraine and between Ukraine and Russia. This North Korea agenda, okay, whatever that is, Kim Jong-un is always firing ballistic missiles to different parts of South Korean borders and Japan. It's something very scary for many of us. But again, there's this agenda that he has in mind. Or the Scarborough dispute with China. Okay, or the coming elections on May 9th. These are all issues that matter. Okay, CNN, BBC always have this campaign. Okay, they always say issues that matter, stories that matter. And indeed, these issues around us right now really, really matter. Okay, come to think of it, if there's World War III, that would be the saddest thing of all because we couldn't push for internationalization anymore. I mean, physically, we can't cross borders, but we can still do it virtually. But it's a different thing if you do it virtually. It's a different thing as well. If you're like Robert and Daisy, who had gone to the Netherlands and Korea to experience the beauty of their cultures. It's really a different thing. I know that some of you from Cebu Normal are also banking on the idea that someday you'd go there. Okay, once you have the time and opportunity, I know you'd be finding yourself in a different context, right? Please confirm if you're dreaming of that. Are you dreaming of
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Okay, to be there someday in your favorite destination. Okay, that's wonderful, Thresha. It's really wonderful to experience other cultures. Okay. So this is what Veronica and Anthony believe. Global competence is the capacity and disposition to understand the significant cultures around us. Disposition, your aura, your view, your mood, your attitude, your way of looking at things really, really matter. Okay. It's a different thing if you are close-minded, because if you are going to be criticizing everything that you see. You'd be criticizing Iran for flogging LGBTQ members. You see, Iran is very strict when it comes to that. They're proud in saying there is no gay in Iran, there is no lesbian in Iran. If they find you, okay, in this orientation, they will flog you. That is, whip you on the back until you die, okay? That is a scary scenario for anybody in the LGBTQ community to be experiencing once they get to Iran. Or why is it in Africa, for example, that these young women are married off to old men? Why are they allowing this? Or have you ever heard of FGM, that's female genital mutilation? Who among you here is familiar with that very strange culture in Africa? You know, women are, yeah, okay, thank you. Women are given this hard time, okay, to deal with the kind of culture that men so wanted to uphold. Even Oprah Winfrey couldn't understand why this is happening. But again, she couldn't intervene because the Africans would say, well, it's our own culture. India, for example, is having this weird idea about menstruation. Once they find out that you're having the period, they will put you outside the house in a very small area, okay, until you're finished with your menstruation. Have you heard of this? Who among you has heard of this? The menstruation phenomenon in India, it's for the Indian men, okay, for those in India, they think that this phenomenon experienced by women is something to be frowned upon. Kindly search about that once you have the free time. This is very unique, a culture that they have to overcome, especially now that we are in the advanced world. Okay, there are a lot of things we have to know around us. So our disposition toward these issues really matters. Next slide, please. Okay, key elements according to Veronica, okay, and the partner, we have investigating the world, recognizing perspectives, communicating ideas, and of course, taking action. The most difficult part here is taking action. That is, you don't just sympathize, but you empathize. When you empathize, you do something. You don't just look at a problem, but you have to do something. For example, you see your friend downtrodden. You don't just say, oh, come on, you can recover. No, you have to do something for him or her to recover in your own simple way. Words aren't enough. There has to be action. So how do you get to that point? You have to first investigate the world. How does that happen again? Like I said to you, discover these issues around you. Research, know more about these issues. Why are people acting this way? Okay, why are there many women in my town, for example, in your town, who are never going to college? Is it a culture in the rural areas that only men are given the privilege to go to college? I don't think so. But if you have these people in the neighborhood, you get to know why, and probably you can talk with them and know more about the issue. You have to investigate the world beyond your immediate environment. Or if you have this friend okay, abroad, you can communicate with him or her via your gadget, because right now you're so advanced and you can have one swipe, and that's all it takes for you to communicate with your friend in Saudi Arabia, in America, in Korea, and in some parts of the world. Ask them why they're experiencing this, okay? Syrian women, this group of people are so much suffering, okay? The aftermath of the war is very painful for many of them. Where are they now? Some of them have migrated to some European countries. Some of them are never accepted as refugees. Some of them are on the wayside, okay, in between two countries. They are suffering a lot. And that is something you can know more about once you're given the privilege, okay? Research is very important to become interculturally aware. Do you agree? Say yes if you confirm.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
amenable to it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Are you still with me? Can I still be heard? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Great, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So you recognize perspectives. When I say recognize, I do not say that you compromise. I have to say this again and again. Compromising your beliefs is not what I meant when I say recognize perspectives. It is okay to recognize that, for example, the perspective of African men is to subject women to female genital mutilation, for example, okay? But I'm not saying you have to agree with it, okay? You can contend, okay, and not be happy with it. And that would still mean you are recognizing their perspectives in a way that you don't like it. I know that advocates around the globe, okay, are campaigning for this to end, but we don't see this ending because it has a very solid foundation. But who knows, okay, this could be changed or altered in the coming years, in the coming months, we don't know. All right, recognizing perspectives that in the Philippines, for example, people do vote buying, which I hope you won't be doing in the coming days. Who among you here is okay with vote buying? Or let's just say, who among you here is not okay with vote buying? Not okay. Say not okay.
Not okay, ma'am.
Okay, we should not be okay with it, okay? We don't have to be with the rest of them in the bandwagon. We don't, okay? We have to stand firm and not go with what they're doing. It's not okay. We recognize that vote buying is very prevalent in the Philippines, but we are not doing it. That is being interculturally aware, okay? What is okay for some people should not be okay, especially if we know that these practices are really not based on the law. We have to do things by the book. And when I say book, it has to reference the Constitution or the infallible word of truth. And I'm talking about the Bible, which is the basis for many of the constitutions all across the globe. How do you communicate ideas? Of course, you do it simply. Like now, I am communicating the ideas that are very essential to you. Erasmus is our vehicle here. We don't only talk to you, we also talk to the students of MSU IIT yesterday. We also engaged with Northwestern Mindanao students the other day. And we're trying to campaign for this wonderful idea of intercultural awareness to many people, not just in the country, but in some parts of the globe, okay? 4 of our students are going to Bulgaria this June, and they'll be staying there for 1 month. And we are hoping for them to engage well with other people, okay, from different parts of the globe. We want them to share their Filipino leanings, their Filipino cultures to these European countries. And same way, these European delegates would also be sharing with them their experiences that would enrich the culture of our Filipino students. All right, communicating ideas is very important because once you know something, you have to inform the people of these wonderful insights you have gained. You don't just have to keep quiet and close your eyes, no, you have to engage yourself with them. Are you doing this? Are you doing campaigns on social media? Or are you engaged in gossips instead? Okay, thank you, Alara. Wonderful. Don't engage in gossips. Do not be like others who are always posting their thoughts without thinking about the consequences. Are you like them? Are you one of those people who keep on posting things and not knowing the ramifications? Okay, that's great. Thank you, Jenna Lee. No, very good. That's what we want. A normalite should be a good citizen. Okay, I am a normalite, and I'm proud of being my being a normalite. Now I'm serving Cebu Tech University, and I'm also serving in the interest of Cebu Tech University. As a whole, I'm serving the interest of the government of the Philippines because that is what we are told to do. Okay, and I'm sharing this with you because this is the way to go moving forward. That is when you can take action. You understand the culture, you recognize the differences, you communicate the differences, how that culture differs from your culture, and how you could somehow meet these two halfway without compromising your beliefs and traditions too. It doesn't mean that you have the K-pop culture now, that you forget, you abandon your being a Filipino. No. Okay, it is okay to appreciate these K-pop people, members even in the band, but it's not okay if you alter your image. You bleach your skin, you bleach your hair, you wear skimpy attire just because you want to be looking like your idol. Okay, of course, you have your own culture. And in the Philippines, we have this very conservative culture that is so different from the rest of them in the world. And this is something we are proud of. Are you proud of your being a Filipina?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Who among you here has encountered the poem Patay na gyud si Maria Clara? And that is by one of the Cebuano writers. Are you familiar with that? Have you come across this poem? Very good, Giovanna. Patay na gyud si Maria Clara. But do you think that Maria Clara is dead? Would you agree nga patay na gyud si Maria Clara? Please don't agree. Do you agree? Yes? No? Very good. No, no, no. Maria Clara is not dead. Wa pa namatay si Maria Clara. Buhi pa si Maria Clara. Ang nagsulti, mao kini si Maria Clara. Ang naminaw sa nagsulti, mao kana si Maria Clara. I am very happy that I'm now talking to my fellow Maria Claras from Cebu Normal. Are you happy with that? You know, being labeled as Maria Clara still in these times of advancement? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Okay. That's what a real normalite is, because you have to be the epitome of values. That is the flagship of Cebu Normal University, a good teacher, a model, an epitome of value. Okay. And when we say value, that is a sacred word. Next slide, please. Now that you've known the key elements, okay, we say that you are now aware, or you could be aware if you want to be aware. You are curious. You're interested. Interested in what? Of course, you're interested in global competence. That is making this world a better place because you have yourself, okay, to lead the way. What kind of way is that? We're saying in Cebu Tech, the premier way. Premier is a very big word. It talks about excellence, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. Or you could say it is at the top of the pedestal. It is your priority. When we say priority, you don't have a second or a third or a fourth priority. You only have one priority in life, and that is to mold yourself as an excellent and globally competent individual. You have to claim that. Okay, next slide, please. 2 more slides now. Are you still with me? Are you enjoying thus far the conversation with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, thank you. Significance of global competence. I'm only giving you here 5. There are so many, but we are narrowing it down to the most important ones. The first one is developing cultural awareness. Of course, I said that time and again, because we have to be respectful, okay, in these interactions that we do. This is purposive communication. You have to understand the context because we have diverse societies. That's why we mention here multicultural settings or communities. This is when we avoid biases, or we now acknowledge that there are different colors in the world, okay? Very literally, we say that some cultures do not acknowledge blue, yellow, red, white. They don't have these names. Instead, in some parts of the Amazon, they only have two names of colors. We have the low density colors and the high density colors. They don't even have the left and the right and the top and the down directions. They have no way of saying it. Okay, in America, you have different types of words associated with ice. You have blizzard, you have flurry, you have ice, you have snow, you have what else? You have a lot of them because they have this phenomenon in the western part of the globe. But in the East, we don't have snow, so we don't have words like blizzard, ice, but we can have ice when we freeze liquid in the refrigerator. So we only have one term for that, but we don't have blizzard, we don't have flurry because we don't have these in the country. That is why when you ask, "Unsay Bisaya sa snow?" there is no answer. In a very funny way, some would say nieve. It isn't Cebuano Visayan, it is Spanish. Okay, there is no equivalent to that because there is nothing like that in the country. Okay, I heard this very famous Normalite professor before, and he asked, "Unsa ko na Bisaya sa Kamungay?" Sorry, unsa ko na English sa Kamungay? And one person very confidently said, "Oh, it is horseradish." And this Normalite professor said, "How can radish be horse at some point, at any given point?" Well, that is jokingly said, but really, there's no counterpart for something that is grown in the country only. Yes, they grow it in the States if you would want to bring something there and plant that in your front yard, but that's not really what the Americans love to eat. That's why they're not so familiar with it. Kamungay. Don't you love the term kamungay? If you're writing an essay, for example, in English, and you want to insert the term kamungay, please do not insert horseradish. Okay, you do me a favor and just kindly italicize it and promote your own language and write kamungay, and that is very wonderful to hear. Do you agree? Right, Janalee is laughing right now. Who would agree with me that kamungay is very wonderful to hear? Right now, you could imagine and naghigop ka og sabaw sa kamungay. Do you like it? Especially on a rainy day. Do you love the feeling of having kinamunggayan nga unsa man? Kinamunggayan nga isda, right? Kinamunggayan nga manok or utan mismo, right? It's a very wonderful delicacy in our province. Are you feeling it right now? Are you savoring the taste right now? Oh, that's
Yes,
wonderful.
ma'am.
Kinamunggayan nga gugma. That's another thing, and that's very interesting. That could be in a poem. It could sound odd, but still it is wonderful. From Jude, yes, it's true. So you and I are talking now, okay, because we are from Cebu and we are from Cebu Normal University, and we know what we are talking about because we are interculturally aware. I could hear still right now Meghan Markle saying that during the launching of her cookbook, she said, "It is not about the food. It is about the story behind the food." So even if we say, we talk about, for example, ginamos, which in English, they would love to say anchovy paste. Can you imagine? What a wonderful phrase for ginamos, anchovy paste. It's not the ginamos itself. It is the story behind the food. That during difficult times, adugid ta paingon sa ginamos, and we so love the idea nga isuwa siya og unsa man saging unsa man nga saging ang isuwa sa ginamos nga lami kayo. Nilungag, tinanok na saging. See, you can relate to it because we know that we are so interculturally aware. You couldn't find anchovy paste in the US, no matter how you find it. You couldn't, sa gyoy kinamunggayan nga isda sa US. But once you're there, you long for it. And because there's nothing like that. Okay, you eat pizza, but it's different. You eat something else, hamburger, it's different. But again, you have to be interculturally aware. So you have to accept the reality that in their culture, that is also what they love. Spaghetti for the Italians and many, many more. Are you interested in these cuisines from different parts of the globe?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, that's wonderful. And second part here, it prepares you for the world of work. Exactly. Like if you're so rooted in your culture, wherever you go, you would never forget your identity. And because your culture tells you to be humble, practical, persevering, nobody would say you are fired. Filipinos are sought for in many parts of the globe because of our patience, because of how we are impeccably brought up by our lolas and lolas. And, because in the Philippines, we have extended family type of structure. So we are saying that the lolo and the lola would always have to say something, a thing or two, aside from the mom and dad telling something. So it's very wonderful, molding our beings. And so going to the world of work, this is preparing us so much. And they love for who we are. Okay, no sooner you'll find yourself in one of those great jobs, maybe not in the country, but in some parts of the globe. And that is very much an overwhelming experience for you. Are you thinking about it now? Are you envisioning yourself to be one of those great companies in Japan, in America, in Europe, for example? Are you? Say yes if you are fantasizing about it.
Yes, ma'am, especially sa Japan.
Oh, you like Japan? Yes, of course. Michael is saying yes. Japan is so, so nice. It's one of the best places on earth, especially once you get there in April, you'd be surrounded by the sakura. You know what a sakura is?
Yes, ma'am.
Like spring season there.
Right, the spring season, okay. I had this experience once. I never felt that way before. I was surrounded by the sakuras. I could feel like I'm in a different zone in the world. And it's very wonderful. And that is because of Cebu Tech University. We were given the chance to travel, faculty and students. I'm so happy that there's a privilege for us to be crossing borders for more knowledge to be gained. But somebody said here he wants to stay in the country. That is wonderful of you. It's a wonderful idea to stay in the country and serve your co-Filipinos. And that to me is heroic. Yes, but of course, traveling abroad is also another viable option. And then after traveling, or say for a vacation, go back and work at the university. That is the way to go, especially for many of us who are oriented to be enriching the academe for the most part. Lastly, we have here capitalize on inherently interconnected digital spaces. So I think you're familiar now with a lot of gadgets, a lot of apps, okay, that you might be using anytime you want. If you want to communicate with people from different parts of the globe, FaceTime, WhatsApp, Viber, many of these help you communicate well. Zoom platform, Google Meet, okay, et cetera, et cetera. These are so viable options for you and me to be speaking with people in different parts of the globe. And we have to make use of them because we couldn't turn back time. We are now at an era where everything is so fast paced and there's no way for us but to accommodate them and embrace this new culture that we are in. Agree? Say yes if you agree.
Yes, ma'am. Agree, ma'am.
Okay, next slide, please. And I promise I'm very quick with this, so it's my last slide. I hope you're enjoying thus far. 5 reasons why global competence matters. I will go straight to number 5. Success in career and life will depend on global competence. You see, in the first slide, I wrote there self and career. I highlighted both terms, and that is because I want to tie it to this last slide here. That if you want success, you have to make sure that you know where you're headed by God's grace. You have to make sure that you are passionate with what you are doing. Without passion, there is no success. How do you know that you're passionate right now with what you're doing? Of course, you'd know it if you don't feel any negativity despite the pressure, despite the challenges, despite being told to do things with a very limited time. If you're still experiencing beauty in it, that is your passion. Of course, we are saying that success could never be gained. Very good. Thank you, Carmilla. You put a lot of effort and you do it. That is true. That is so true. When you put a lot of effort into something, that is what you mean by what? Passionate about it. That is exactly true, Carmilla. Thank you for contributing the idea. So success is gained even if you are tired. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Quitting is not part of the conversation. You don't quit. Thank you, Michael. So global competence, number 4, integrates knowledge of the world and the skill of application. It's not the number, not the grade, although grades matter. But of course, beyond the grade, you have your skill, you have your behavior, you have your competence, your global competence. The way you understand the Canadian culture, for example, once you're there, matters a lot to the Canadians. They're the type who are straightforward. They are not dilly-dallying the conversation. They go straight to the point. So you have to understand that. When you pass a resume, for example, to a particular culture, you have to know that culture, because it could be that they don't like a 2-page resume. For the Canadians, they only love to have a 1-page resume. Okay. For other cultures, they don't want a very long narrative. Just a quick one will do. And that's all it takes for you to be accepted. Okay. It matters a lot. In the Philippines, you can have 2 or 3, but standard countries would say that, when I say standard, I'm referring to first world countries who are always at the top of the ladder when it comes to economic productivity. Okay. We couldn't argue against it. And of course, number 3, more than ever before, individual actions reach around the globe. What we are doing now could always be channeled to different parts of the continent by you, by your friend, by your colleague, who would share this to other people. Okay, sharing this to other people would mean that you're spreading the news. Of course, through technology. We are banking on technology a lot. Whatever you do on your social media, like you're posting something, a saying, or a call to action, that could be spread to different parts of the globe. If you're having a YouTube channel and you're doing something there for the benefit of those children who don't go to school, that is a wonderful endeavor. Who among you here is doing that? Like you're doing online lessons for those who cannot afford to go to school. Any normalite is doing it? Confirm if you're doing it, or if you have initially planned to do it. From the 51 of you, who is doing it? Okay, I see. Oh yes, I teach my cousins, Alara said. Wonderful, Alara. Who else? That's a great thing. Who else? Doing it on social media, for example. You're using technology to do it. Well, if you haven't come across the idea, you can start now. And that's a great challenge for you. Okay. Number 2, a new generation with new jobs, because there are new skills. Cyberbackers. Okay. Virtual assistants. Do you hear? I mean, do you think that these jobs are so viable for you these days? Have you come across these new job descriptions? Virtual assistants, cyberbackers. Yes, please confirm.
Yes, Miss. However, it's not
yes, Julie, go ahead.
Doable with our time.
Mm-hmm. It is very doable, and you could have extra income, right? Generally.
Yes, ma'am.
Try that. While going to school, you can have your part-time, and you try to become a virtual assistant for somebody who is so busy with the work. That is why he is relegating the task to a virtual assistant. That is very viable for you. You're still very young, and you can maneuver the computer like nobody. So you're so skillful in doing it. Number 1, global competence allows students to meet the problems and opportunities of the world. Should we have to be meeting the problems? The answer is yes. Not everything in this world is positive. We also have the negative aspects, and we learn and grow if we acknowledge these negative aspects, if we face the challenges ahead of us, okay? In trying to be globally competent, I mean, you have to be ready to be bombarded with negativities, because there are a lot of issues around us now that are negative, okay? More than the positive. So if you try to open up your mind to all of these happenings around you and research as to the causes and the possible solutions, might as well discover that it could be overcome in the future. And that as a future educator like you, okay, you can do a better job once you are in the classroom, because the teacher in the classroom is the source. We say the depot of knowledge. I don't say you monopolize all the conversations, no, but you are the facilitator, the one who acknowledges the ideas of your students in one way or another. And when they see you as this great person who acknowledges their opinions with factual support, of course, they would love to follow your footsteps. Do you love the idea of becoming a teacher? Has this always been your passion? Say yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. We want to hear a very confident yes from all of you. Say yes in a very confident way.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you imagine saying the word yes with a smile? To end my session today, say yes in a very relaxed way.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, a simple yes matters to me because you can actually say yes, and that means you're not happy with it. You can say yes. It sounds very sarcastic. You can say yes. It means you're doubtful. But if you say yes, that comes alongside passion and hope and determination. Thank you very much, Jenny. All right, I think I have talked a lot, and I should say stop, Redora, because your students are saying we are hungry now. All right, thank you. That is my last slide. Once again, I'm very happy to be with my Normalite comrades. Thank you very much for this privilege. It's a pleasure having you. Maayong buntag once again to my fellow Normalites, and I hope you learned something from this morning's talk. Back to you, Glazel.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Rodora Megan, for speaking the importance of being a globally competent individual in today's world. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. At this juncture, we will be entertaining questions from our participants. So if you have any questions, you may write your questions in the chat box if you're too shy to speak, or you may use the reaction button so that you can be acknowledged. So any questions from our Cebu Normal University students? All right, thank you, Carmela. And also I would like to remind everyone to please fill out the evaluation form of this event so that you can get your certificate. All right.
While waiting for those questions, I would like to ask the audience online, what part of your body that you use it in climbing the stairs? So for those who are with the College of Nursing, you go to your laboratory. What part of your body that you're using it when you climb up the stairs? Anybody from either from Balamban, from Midillion, or from CNU Main? Okay?
Kamot og tiil, sir.
Kamot o tiil. Unsa man ang
Yes.
mas gigamit nimo?
Ang tiil jud kasagaran, sir.
Okay, so nganong tiil man? Kung kamot ra, unsa may position nimo na kung kamot?
Ang force sa imuhang pag-climb sa hagdanan, sir, kay mapunta na sa tanang kamot, wherein kung magamit ka, kung ang imuhang pwersa sa pagsaka sa hagdanan, ang tiil kay mura ay makabalance na ka, sir, ba pwede ra wala kay dili ka magamit og kamot ra nga makahold sa kanang kuptanan jud sa hagdanan. So mao na siya, sir, in my opinion.
Okay. So do you agree ang tanan nga ang majority bali ang saka ka sa hagdanan ang gamit ka na to tiil, di ba? Do you agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sigurado unsa gani in English sa tiil?
Feet, sir.
Ha?
Feet.
Feet. Okay. Og niya sir kag foot, uy, usa ra ka tiil imong lukso-lukso ra ka dina. Okay? So feet. Now for you students, we use our feet to go up, right? So, but before going up, do you strive? Mga fourth floor ko na siya. Do you strive for going up using your feet? No.
Tuhod na, sir.
Ha?
Tuhod na kay puy-puy na stiil.
Okay, what do you think? Well, for young students, well, I don't really strive too much. I don't really exert more effort. But of course, we strive to go up because we set our mind, okay lang kung ground floor, but we have to see to it that we'll be in the floor the soonest possible time. Labi na kung habit na namamaliit niya, na third floor, no? Dali kita. So we strive. Now, in striving, this is all about we need to see to it that we have the confidence of going up. Now, the only way is, have you experience of going up? Okay? So, na-experience mo tanam, saka sagdanan. So, pag saka nimo nga, kaya nimo nga, wala kay undang-undang until 4th floor, doon na sa kay confidence, right? Mo build up confidence ba? Kaya ko ni saka bisa pag 6th floor, so na kay confidence. So, with that experience, single experience in anything, as a student and in the future a graduate, do na kay confidence. So strive for me, I'll tell you, strive is when you have the skills training, this is all about skills training resources for individuals vying for experience. That is the meaning of strive, skills training resources for individuals vying for experience. Once you have the experience, teaching experience, clinical nursing experience, either in the lab or in the hospital, it builds oneself the confidence of doing things. Okay, kaya ko ni. So, bisan unsa nga requirements din ha, kasi okay, kaya nga naman, nakaagi naman ka ana. Okay, so, pero wala ka kaagi, doon na kay apprehensions. No, ko, hala, mag-duty na dahil may ugma. Nga, wala ba may pa'y naka face-to-face? Nga, online ratanan. So, doon na kay apprehensions. Pero, once you know on how to use all the gadgets para sa clinical practice, sa nursing, then doon ay confidence. Okay? So, na may training sa mga faculty, padulong po sa estudyante. The same with teacher education. You are now tasked to teach in the classroom. First time nimo, uy, listen kayo. But if you have done that first, second, then you have the experience, then it builds self-confidence. So that's it. Okay, ato ta sa feet. You strive to go up, right? So you use your feet in going up. For the Cebu Normal University students, I know you are now on top. Excellence in teacher education, excellence in nursing, right? Center of excellence. So wala na mahimo sa uban nga university. Cebu normal ra. Okay, so why? Because you use your feet in going up. Ano may meaning of feet? Ang meaning sa faith, it's all about feet means faith and endurance is on top. Okay? With your faith, pagtuo, and endurance to sustain, then that's all about you end on top. Okay, that's all about feet. Now, the other one, I asked some of the HR, human resource development, human resource managers, why you are going to hire our graduates. Nga naman nga i-hire man ang graduates. Okay, example sa mga eskwela, sa nursing or sa teachers, nga naman nga mang-hire, taga Cebu normal man. Okay, so by the name itself, by the quality of graduates, ang delivery sa services, doon na siya pangalan na. So, siyempre, nanangalan. Well, other than that, to practice teaching, to practice nursing, diba, you need to have the license. May license. You have to pass the lab, or you have to pass the nursing board exam, and then that's the time you have the license. But it doesn't guarantee to us that you will be hired. Because other schools, they also have the graduates recognized by CHED, they also have the license and other qualifications, TOR, diploma, and so on. Now, ang answer sa mga HR, when I asked them, kaya na-expose man ko sa mga HR tungkol sa linkages diri sa CTU, ang ilang answer, we hire them because they have the IT. It's not, aside from the skills, knowledge, and attitudes, or their attributes or abilities, they have their IT. Ano may meaning of IT? Anybody? Ano may meaning of IT? You have the skills, knowledge, and attitude. So, our abilities. So, unsa man nga gihire ka kay doon na kay IT. Anybody? Hello? Are you with me?
I don't know, sir. To be completely fair.
Okay, so I'll tell you, nanong gi-hire man ti ka aside from graduate ka doon na kay license. Ang IT is the meaning is not information technology. Okay? Dili na siya nga. Of course, kinsa may dili kay balo mo gamit sa cellphone karong panahon na. Anting tanan, di ba? Kinsa may mga kay balo mo gamit og smartphone. I heard murag tanan halos na. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even other social media platforms. So tanan kay balo. So dili siya something different. Pareha na tanan. Graduates, na kay license, other than taga Cebu normal mo ha. Okay. Pareha tanan, bale? Okay. Experience sa teaching or experience sa nursing? Yes, naa. Nisulti ang HR. Nag-hire me, sir, tungod sa IT. That IT, the meaning is you have the impressive talent. Impressive talent, IT. Meaning to say, ang kanang imong impressive talent or abilidad nimo wala na makita sa uban nga mga applicants. Ikaw ra yun, aside from passing the exam sa entrance, sa interview, makita sa imong profile, sa imong development, sa imong self-profile nga, doon na kay abilidad, doon na kay skills nga nakita nila na wala sa uban. So that is uniqueness. Oh, that's correct, no? That makes you unique from the others. If you go beyond, kanang usahay manggod, kaning murabitag robot nga mag-usahay kon nga ayara mo lihok, ayara ka mo extend og help kung ingnon ka nga, uy, tabangin siya. Uy, kanang himuan ni. It's all about initiative, no? So, if you find it nga you need to do it, although you are not asked to do it, but you think it is really good for you to do it, then do it. Okay? So, mo na siya initiative nga naaba kay inherent ba nga kakita gani ka nga karon nga usay makakita ka nang pareha sa mga lalaki sakay ka og sakyanan, ay wala na pagkalingkod sa lalaki na iniabot na tigulang, ay may talagsa ra na mo offer nga mo tindog ang lalaki or kanang pasayro nga batan unya ihatag niya ang seat para sa senior citizen, or usahay makakita nga nagkalisod na og dala sa mga kanang goodies, kanang groceries ba niya motabok sa dalan. Usahay wala na, biyaan lang. So, well, although dili part nimo sa imuhang dili part sa imuhang work, but we don't know that katong nga person, we don't know, no? We don't know nga katong person nga nabagood, mao day ito ang kuan. It's our mao day ito mo interview nimo niya. Natagbuan, timingan lang ba diha ka niya, nakitaan ka nga ni tabang ka niya. So, I think that is not really nga murag ituyo nimo nga tungod ana nga gesture mahar ka, no? It may be an accident. It may be timely. You did it and then somebody have seen it. Well, of course, you don't shout nga you are doing this. Only lang inherent na nimo nga if you can see somebody who needs help, then you extend. You go out of the box. Pareha ko nang mana ko Cebu normal. Wa ko kibalog asa man napit ng College of Education nga office. Nya iba to taga nursing ka. So mayon ka nga tuara dito, sir, tuara dito. Wala mo ko tol. Pero if you still have time, you bring me to the office of the College of Education. Sir, na ato, dululan di ka. I know, napaka may time, makamalate pa. Tutulan di ka. Kung imo kong nadala dito, by that gesture alone, parent ko ha, nangita ko sa office, niya taga nursing ka, imo kong idala dito, then I will say, oh, ingani di ang estudyante sa normal. Na dili na nga, okay, kana sila, atualan dito, so lahi na siya. So, those are the things that wala siguro na tudlo, but still, if you do it within sa imong house, sa imong home, or even practice nimo, then that would mean a lot. So, mo na ang impressive talent, doon na kay skills nga wala sa uban. Okay? So, I end up here, and then sharing, and then we open for questions. Sige na. Ay, kaulaw. Online man eh. Hello?
Una pag ma-question, sir.
Sige. Kung manguha ko og statistics diri kay pag mag-study magitaan no. Kinsa may dunay passport karon. Kinta okay, kamong naa diri tanan ha. Palargahon ta mo sa Asia. Particularly ato mo sa Korea. Ato mo sa Incheon ya magsuri-suri mo ugma na. Kinsa kay makalarga na to ani? Hello? Example lang. So kadtong dunay passport. Nga valid nga nay passport ko valid siya. Mga 3 to 6 months before departure, okay mong passport. Yeah, bitaw hatagan kag pliti. Ato na so importante day ang passport. Well, of course, individual na siya, pero I think you have to do it. You can secure. So we don't know. We don't know. You may have some troubles in the future, and then you have this. So apart sa national ID, apart sa to ang diploma, then you have to go online. Next, ang sunod na question. Kinsa may nakasakay nag-aeroplano diri ang tanan?
Barko pa jud, sir, ang nasakyan.
Okay, barko. Ang kasagaran siguro ni bus. Everyday sir, bus. Okay, so hala saan magsakay aeroplano? Question na. Kaya hadlok mo sakay aeroplano. Ayo ka hadlok nga makras ang aeroplano ha. Ang pinaka safest sa tanan nga sakyanan. I would tell you, aeroplano ra gyud. Ngano man ngayon ko nga ano ang aeroplano may pinaka-safest sa tanan nga sakyanan. Do you have the idea? Wala mo idea? Okay, I'll tell you. Dili man pwede nga sa kada 100 flights, kana 100 flights ba dunay makras nga aeroplano, di na pwede. Manira ang airline. Dili po sa 1,000 flights dunay makras nga usa ka aeroplano, dili na pwede sa airline. If possible, more than 100%, more than o kung pwede pa na 100% safe ang aeroplano. Do you get the point? So inana ka safe. Pero ang bus, well of course, usahay mo dagan ang bus. Ya, naay mga jeep na to dili mo dagan nya tulo na lang kabuok na bitong nut and bolt sa ilang ligid. Okay ra gyapon dagan gyapon. Kadugan duha na lang. Usahay maguna na lang ang ligid. Makita na oy kinsa ba tong ligid nga nidagan. May ana bitaw. So ang pinaka-safe mo ng aeroplano nganong dili na mulupad kung di siya grabe ang iyang maintenance. Okay, so well of course kung destiny na nato nga apil ka sa pagka-crash kung na may ma-crash then that's it. No? But well anyway, I'm just talking about this thing. So we need also to know on how to take and board the plane. So part na siya sa internationalization. Unsaon pagkuha og passport, unsaon paglukat og ticket online. Kay karon online naman gud. Okay. Mag-apply ka og teaching position online. So pag eskwela na to karon ay uban eskwela ta for 2 years na no, online. So gihatag ang grado online. Ibayad ta online. Ni-graduate ta online. Ang graduation nato online. Pagkahuman ni apply ka sa imong transcript of records online. Ni appeal ka sa alumni online. And after that you attended all the seminars online. Then you apply for the job online. Tama no? Pagkahuman you accepted you are being accepted online. Nadawat nimo ang results. And then you teach online. You are paid online. You receive the money online. You order goods and services, even goods online, meals online. You pay it online, GCash or whatever. And then of course you receive the evaluation of your job online. Then after the evaluation, you receive the results online. And then if you're not doing great, you are being fired online. So that's it, online. So online na tanan, no? So this is really what happened now. But I do hope maybe in the future, next semester, we have the hybrid, or you may have the face-to-face right now. So what we are doing right now is all about online. So this is all about internationalization online or virtual mode. Okay, so I have to end up here and then give time for you to ask whatever. And our time is 11:30. We still have time for you to seeing to it that you can ask. Please do not be ashamed of asking, or you have that take away those apprehensions. And well, of course, growing with depression level karon nga time taas, and others are, I will tell you, ang incidence kanang obesity is going high ang level, kay wa man kay kuan kanang may activity ang mga students and even staff or faculty. And the blood pressure nitaas pud kay, well, of course, pila na sa tanan nga inactive niya paghuman ang nutritional food, no? Ang intake ba, sige na maka-order, wala naman kay vegetables or nutritious food bali nga gi-intake. And then next is ang depression is really that high because of kuan kining kanang wa ka na use nga dili ka maka-interact sa imuhang mga friends physically. And then other of course ni increase pud ang teenage pregnancy because of this, no? So dinhanap kita, there are a lot of consequences, there are a lot of negative effects or positive effects on this side. But well, anyway, life must go on. We have to face COVID. In other countries, they live now with COVID. So we have to live with COVID now. This is it. We just pray and hope and thankful to God that everything is fine. We are protected. And then we just follow the health, the ITF health protocols. Okay. So going back to Ma'am Glisel, I hope you are now answering the evaluation form, and I'm sorry for those who were not able to join us this morning. Will have their time this afternoon. No, I don't have the control. I subscribed the Zoom online. I selected the 300 participants, but I just don't know why we only have that 100. Well, that's beyond my control. I have to check my subscription kung there are other settings that I was not able to check. But we're so far with our caravans. I would really extend our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the Cebu Normal University, the administration, with the leadership of your new president, President Gutierrez, and the new sets of vice presidents. They are my friend also, Sir Ray, Inoshan, and the rest. And even the faculty. I was with Cebu Normal the year 2000. Well, that's about 1999 up to 2001. And then I am also an alumnus of Cebu Normal. So I finished my Doctor of Public Administration in Cebu Normal. My wife graduated in the Pioneering High School in Cebu Normal. My kids were in Cebu Normal in elementary, and in elementary. And I have kids also who finished their nursing course in Cebu Normal, and hopefully first batch of the nursing program for the kids to 12. Okay, so not besides, I am also the president of the PTA of Cebu Normal. So this is how we are connected through relationship. So Cebu Normal is a friend, close friend of Cebu Technological University. So thank you very much for your presence. And then I'll give the floor to Ma'am Glisel. Maybe Ma'am Magan still have something to tell you, but our engagement, our collaboration with Cebu Normal will not end up with this virtual caravan.
Yes.
From now on, we can still connect and share what we have. And of course, we are opening our doors for Cebu Normal to share with us. And referring to the exposures of our students, we do this not only for this Friends project, we can go beyond borders. So I hope and pray all of you will be able to finish your courses and then achieve your dreams, be relevant, and make a difference in our country. So, well, election is coming, but well, you have to pray for that, and then try to analyze who are the best officers or officials of our country. So we look forward for a better Philippines. I know teachers, nurses, and even other graduates at Cebu Normal, you are doing great in the community. So thank you very much for your time. And then I give the floor again to Ma'am Lisel. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Galindo, for that. Okay. Wala na ba tayong mga questions? Any more questions? You can love your questions right now before we're going to take the photo opportunity. Please confirm.
Photo session.
Please confirm if no more questions.
Wala na, ma'am.
Right,
Si Mama
thank you.
Gana pa siya something to share before we close the
Yes, of course. Thank you, Dr. Galindo. Yes, if there is anything I would love to say, daghang salamat mga taga Cebu Normal University, ang akong pinalangga nga university, my fellow normalites, daghang salamat nining kabuntagon karon. And I would say that you should be striving so hard to be globally competent, okay? So Cebu Tech University is here to stay, to accommodate any of your queries regarding Erasmus and everything that concerns crossing borders for that matter. I know Dr. Beltran as well in Cebu Normal University is in this direction. So we are on the same page as we move further to create excellence and success among our students. Thank you once again. Back to you, Glazo.
All right, thank you, Dr. Megan. Okay, I'll be requesting everyone to please open your cameras for a photo opportunity. Please.
Okay, so open na sa atong kwan, murabag check attendance naman gud ni siya. So whatever you are going to fix your faces, bali, naka lipstick pa ka, nakapanood live ba ka, well, that's fine. This is now the new normal. New normal for normal. But yan nakakaon na ba ka? Well, of course, so we are going to dress this up because of our presence in the virtual floor.
All right.
Okay, with your smile po ta, no? Kuha na nakapamahot. Although wala man tayo snacks, I'm sorry ha. Igud mi pwede makaserve ani online. Smile.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile.
Okay.
Second page, 1, 2, 3, smile.
Okay. Kunindot kay ni wa may bayaran ana Ma'am Glisel, wa may bayaranan ani after dakuan kay usahay si Ma'am Lu, si Sir Lu ana, di ba? Sa Cebu Normal, picture man ta ana gyud.
Right, si Sir Lu na ani.
Yeah.
Okay na, sir.
Okay na.
Lovely faces. Thank you, Cebu Normal University.
Yeah, from the bottom of our hearts, kindly extend our greetings, and we really thank the CTU administration for the full support. So far, overwhelming good kayong support gikan Cebu Normal. So, well, for those who were not able to attend, please do so this afternoon at 1 o'clock. We are offering this slot for you and the rest who were not able to attend. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom and Sir.
You're welcome.
So
Thank you,
our
Mom and
Zoom
Sir.
will
God
be
bless.
officially closed at about 12 o'clock para we give time for the rest to submit their evaluation form. So once we receive the evaluation form with your email address, then we'll be sending the certificate. So we must see to it that we'll be able to send it through your email. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mom. Keep safe.
You're most welcome. Bye-bye.
From searching soul, beloved university. Though humble our goals, never his way ensures our needs to be truly free. Through our relevant tools, through hard research resource, and your patient technology, we will march at the front in the war against want, and make kind heaven let this be, and make kind heaven let this be. And onwards more certain with boldness we set our course. From a simple ordinary folk you bring fanatic force. Learning to set out in new directions, ambitious goals for the generations that are yet to be. Fullness of life and dignity. It's a once and future legacy for country and for university.
Okay, so congratulations kaayo.
Sige,